Let's get right to the disasters. We had a rough week. A week for the history books, also for the books about abnormal psychology. It was revealed that Harvey Weinstein sexually assaulted every single female in show business. The right-wing media frenzy over Harvey Weinstein. I tell you, the men of Fox News are like, those of us who are left here are outraged. The Hollywood Reporter were the ones who were on this story with Harvey Weinstein before anybody else, and it's hard to land that whale on the shore, wasn't it?
It was really hard, and I have to tell you, Harvey Weinstein has loomed over me for 7 years, the whole time I have done The Hollywood Reporter. And, you know, one of the first conversations I ever had, I had hired a reporter named Kim Masters, who was the first person I ever hired, and the first conversation we had, she told me about a conversation she had had with Harvey Weinstein, and it was off the record, but I'll tell you what she asked him. He said to her, "What do you want to know?" And she said, "I heard you rape women. What do you have to say about that?" And so there are two publicists in the room with them who are sort of like humana. And so from that point on, because I knew what his answer was, that we really put a lot of effort towards trying to...
What was his answer?
I can't say. It was an off-the-record conversation.
It's almost Halloween, and it's been 100 degrees all week. Wednesday, it was 104 in Hollywood. As if Harvey Weinstein needs another excuse to open his robe. Oh, this is... Historians will remember, this is the time that it all changed in America on this issue. This is watershed stuff, what's going on now with sexual harassment. We're finding all the rocks are coming over. We're seeing the bugs underneath. You look at this growing list of people and you see, you know, movie mogul gone, director gone, reporter gone, corporate CEO gone. President of the United States, he stays. But not everybody is willing to turn a blind eye in the Republican Party. This week, Jeff Flake joined the resistance. He announced his retirement in a blistering speech on the Senate floor. He would denounce Trump for all he stands for and says he just can't be a part of this anymore. He's the Rose McGowan of the Republican Party, except instead of the other Republicans joining him with their Me Too stories, they're continuing to let Trump molest him. Now that survivors have come forward to say they were inappropriately touched by people named Weinstein, Spacey, Toback, Ratner, Piven, Dick, Halperin, Hoffman, and George H.W. Bush, I want someone to interview this turkey. You shouldn't have to do that to get a pardon. I recently caught up with Baby Driver because the critics loved it, and I had forgotten that critics are stupid. When there is a tough job or even an impossible mission, the key to it is a guy who possesses the elite, mind-blowing skill of driving. Baby Driver is so indispensable to the heist that the rest of the gang actually hates him because they think he's too young to be that great a driver. Well, everybody but Kevin Spacey thinks he's too young. The recent stories of sexual harassment are about many things, like misogyny, old-fashioned being a pig, but I'm telling you, there is something toxic about this male laziness. If Harvey Weinstein had made even a minimal effort, joined Jenny Craig, shaved, listened, generally tried to not look like a Russian, he could have attracted women the old-fashioned way, by being rich and not entirely repulsive. And when they get turned down, what is with this epidemic of, I give up, you win, I'll just masturbate in front of you? Cosby didn't even want his women conscious. Apparently, Mark Halperin's M.O. was just to rub his erection against a woman in the office, like he's some kind of horny spider monkey who dabbles in political analysis. Someone needs to write a book called How to Behave with a Woman Like You're Not an Asshole, with chapters like no one carrying a resume wants to see your dick, and no one wants to do it in a room where there's a coffee machine. Down in Alabama, where Roy Moore's running for the Senate on the Republican ticket, his opponent, the Democrat in Alabama, Doug Jones, is ahead in the polls. Political experts are saying that his recent surge is due to not fucking kids. Roy Moore has 9 accusers now, and Moore said he would not drop out. Moore had a press conference yesterday. Judge Roy Moore, he said, he's not dropping out because he said, we need moral value. Then OJ came up to discuss anger management. One girl said that Roy Moore hit on her when she was at the mall, as you do when you're the district attorney in your 30s. So she didn't give him her phone number, so Roy Moore called the principal of her school, who called her in. And you know what his excuse is? He said, I don't remember dating any girl without the permission of her mother. I'm a chivalrous child molester. And then there's another woman who came forward who said she went to see Roy Moore in his office in 1991 to sign some custody papers, and Moore grabbed her very hard in the butt. She was 28, but Moore says in his defense, she looked much younger. Did you see the Bill O'Reilly settlement that came out this week? This week it came out, paid a woman $32 million. Victims of the Fukushima nuclear plant disaster in Japan got $1,500 apiece. My calculation, seeing Bill O'Reilly's dick is 21,000 times worse than radiation poisoning. And then Al Franken came along yesterday, right? Very disturbing. I was so shaken, I called Bill Cosby to see if he had anything that could calm me down. Al was on a USO tour in Iraq in 2006 with Leanne Tweeden. He released a picture where he's mock groping her while she's sleeping, not cool at all. And then he wrote a sketch where they were kissing as a pretext to actually force a kiss on her. This is what she says. So Al's a friend, but Al, I gotta tell you, if you write a comedy sketch where you, Al Franken, kiss a model, and the next line of dialogue isn't "get off of me, creepy," it's not comedy, it's science fiction. He did a bad thing, and the condemnation has been universal, which he deserves. What he doesn't deserve is to be lumped in with Roy Moore, or Kevin Spacey, or Harvey Weinstein,